Hola, mi gente. Welcome to the channel, The Steel. All things Steelers. Yeah, that's right. This is coming to you right after the fourth loss in a row to Cincinnati, 1917. You know what? Let's get right to it. Okay, we got on point and on notice. On point, on notice. Let's start with on point. Who's on point this week? And I was very happily surprised. The defense coordinator, Teryl Austin. Why, you ask? Because he made the necessary changes for success that I noticed was not happening in the games prior. What are the changes he made? First and foremost, and I was stating this from day one, some of my recommendations, you may not have seen it. Blitzburg. We had to put the pressure on Joe. And from first snap, I think the first snap was a blitz. And all day, pressure, in his face, pressure. They went down and scored a touchdown first drive. They went down and scored a field goal their second drive. And then we, kind of like we were just getting in the groove. And after that, boom, we limited takeovers, or turnovers. Boom, only 3 points, settling for a field goal. Right? If you get in the 7 and the 3-10, they scored 9 more points for the rest of the game. Defense did their job with their pressure, and I appreciated it. From Herbert to Watt, all of Highsmith, Hayward. The pressure that they got in, blocks, balls batted down, loved it. So, and we were not blitzing at all. We were actually at the low end of NFL in regards to pressure and blitz packages. So he made that adjustment, and it was successful. You may not have thought so on first, second drive, but they were working into it. And then after that, boom, 9 points, and that's it. Second adjustment they made, and I was saying this from day one, is that we got to start letting our best players play where they're best at. If you remember when Mika Fitzpatrick came from Miami, that he was just intercepting everything. And I believe a big part of that is he was playing free safety, right? And because of the personnel in our defense, I don't know if he was playing that consistently. And I said, when I saw the other game when Mika was getting an interception, I think it was a year before that since I saw an interception. I said, we got to put him back to free safety. And what did I see? I see one high safety, right? Far away, and I said, yeah, that's free safety. And who's playing it? Number 39, Mika. So he's put the best players where they're best at. Third aspect, he didn't do this change, but he did compromise. Beanie 31, he's a rookie. And I know, you have to bear rookie mistakes, but his upside, and he showed it earlier in the year, was interceptions. So I said, you have to play him. And our defense was good well before our bye week, before Sutton, 2-0 Sutton, that we got from Detroit, came back. And when I saw him play yesterday against Cincinnati, he's just too small. Like, when he tackles, he needs help to get somebody down. He's a lot of the time he's out of place. I did see some communication when he was in motion, and then he got a defensive back to grab the person in motion, and he grabbed the inside guy. So I did see better communication with him. Don't get me wrong, but he's not strong on the tackle. The touchdown that came, he came on a blitz that late, and I think it was 27. I think it was Trice that was warding his player on the inside. On the inside, Sutton was supposed to be there to cover, and he wasn't there. And then he comes late on the blitz, lost in no man's land, and then there's the touchdown. So I truly believe that Beanie should be playing at least 75% of the snaps, and he should have been starting. He didn't, but I did see him put in Beanie, and who got the interception? 31 Beanie, and that's why, rookie or not, his upside, he showed it early in the year in getting interceptions. And what happens? He started playing Beanie more this game, not enough, but what happened? Beanie gets an interception, and didn't surprise me. And the interception, you should have saw it. I think it was Queen coming across, and the way how Queen hit the ball, Beanie had to like scoop it. You know, it reminded me of Troy Polamalu back in the day of scooping balls 1 inch away from the ground. And Beanie scooped that puppy up, and I said, that's why you have to play him. And that's why you have to play him more than Sutton, because his upside is just so much more better than Sutton. Right? So he didn't, as far as I'm concerned, he didn't play Beanie enough, but he didn't play Beanie as much as I wanted him to, but he did play Beanie enough, you know, and he compromised with that. So I appreciate it. So those changes that took place, boom. And our defense handled, let's be honest, one of the most powerful offenses in the last 4 or 5 weeks to 19 points. They did their job. They played winning football. Let's go to on notice. On notice. Can you guess? George Pickens, man! George Pickens is on notice. 6 targets, 1 catch, 3 fumbles. Three drops, I should say. 3 drops. Are you kidding me, man? Are you kidding me? I mean, balls just like the average receiver's got to catch. Boom, drop. Boom, drop. And then on that long target where he was twerking his body to try and catch it, that ball just wasn't there. And then on top of it, did you see it there in the game? He was getting into it with a fan, and Freiermuth had to hold him back. Come on, man! Like we put up with your attitude, Pickens, because of your talent. But if there's ever a game where your talent is not shining, we ain't gonna put up with your attitude. You know what I mean? Getting in front of the fan. Who cares about fans? Who cares? Who cares? You're dropping balls. This is a playoff game. We need you. We expect you. We depend on you. And you're dropping balls that, quite frankly, could win us the game. Freiermuth on that last throw to you, that boom, run in there. I think that's all we needed. You're at the 45-yard line. You get anywhere close there. Boswell's got that. That's an automatic. And you drop. Listen, you did well. You got a touchdown, Freiermuth, but you got to catch the balls. But sorry, let's go back to our on point. George Pickens, 1 for 6, 3 drops. What's going on, Doc? And let's put this as an aside. Offense, you let the team down. There were changes that you needed to make, offense, and you didn't. And some of the easiest changes. Everybody and their grandmama can see that Jalen 30 is a better running back than Najee. At least he's more effective. You should have been starting Jalen from day one, and Najee should be supporting Jalen. Jalen should have at least 75% of the snaps and starting. There's a reason why we can't score in our first drives, right? But you're not doing that. You're still keeping Najee in. And the ex-Cowboy quarterback who was doing some of the announcing, Troy, said that he had conversations with Mike Tomlin before the game. And Tomlin even spoke to him about how much more effective Jalen is than Najee. Well, if you know that, why aren't you putting him as a starting running back and giving him more snaps? We don't have time to dilly-dally on. We've had the entire season for Najee to get right, and he can't. So make the necessary adjustments. When I heard the ex-quarterback Troy Aikman say that Tomlin admitted that to him, then now it's a will issue. Now you just don't want to replace him, even though it's obvious he's the best running back for the job, right? Secondly, you're not getting Russell on boots and waggles and rollouts. You should be putting in those design plays. He's staying in the pocket too much. There were times where there was lanes opening up after the defensive rush. He's not taking it. Boots and waggles around, he's not taking it. You didn't implement 5 to 7 yard runs quick, so it's out of his hands. Boom. These routes that you're giving these receivers are too far to complete. They're taking too long to complete. They need to be shorter, small, bang, bang, out of your hands, and rollouts and waggles and everything. You're not doing that for Russell. You're not making his job easier, and he can't overcome that unfortunately. So there's a number of things. What else do we have here? Najee in open space, and then Professor Wright, and then 5 to 7 yards. So offense, you didn't do your. I think simple fix. Jalen starting. Jalen 75% of the snaps. Simple fix. Boots, waggles, roll, whistle out. 5 to 7 yard passes. If you do, but offense, you made no adjustments, so you suffered accordingly. And we suffered accordingly as fans. Listen, it don't matter if you play Houston or you play Baltimore. You play like that, you're losing your 1 and out. And I hate when people talk about my team, talk about 1 and out, because we shouldn't be 1 and out. But if you can get that offense, implement that. When Jalen's running most of the time, you're going to see a significant difference in how we perform. You roll Russell out and get him moving all the time. You're going to see, and if the offense can make those adjustments, defense already made adjustments. Offense can make those. We can beat anyone. But you have to make those adjustments. Anyway, I'm done for today because the more I talk about it, the more I'm getting annoyed. I'm sorry. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. This is another episode of On Point and On Notice. See you next week.